Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, appreciate the support. And today we are running some Mono Red Ramp, or Big Red, which is a kind of colourless and red pseudo ramp deck that, like a lot of the ramp decks that we've been trying recently, are kind of building up to casting Ugin Eye of the Storms, the 7 mana incredibly powerful planeswalker from Tarkir that exiles the opponent's one permanent the opponent controls when you cast it, and again, when you cast another colourless spell, has a variety of other powerful abilities. And then also we have the Sire of Seven Death, so that kind of 7 mana powerful colourless spell being the top end of our curve. And this being a mono red ramp deck, we are kind of running the Cleansing Wildfire, destroying our own lands, destroying in inverted commas because you target an indestructible one, and then you get a ramp and also draw a card, so that becomes a very powerful ability. So we've got our indestructible colourless lands to be able to enable that. So yeah, that's how you kind of start building up the mana you need to cast these 7 drops. I mean, with a kind of powerful hand, you can potentially Wildfire on turn 2 into Ironcrag into Ugin, potentially on turn 3. Obviously, that's the dream, and we'll see if we can actually do that. We do have a few other kind of abilities to help us get there. So we've got Fable of the Mirror Breaker, obviously the Goblin Shaman creature token that it creates treasure tokens when it attacks, so it gives us some ramping ability. The Iron Crag as well. So yeah, those are kind of how we're going to get up to our top end. Then we've got some other cards in here as well. A new one that we haven't played before being Magmatic Hellkite. A 4/5 with flying, destroys a non-basic land an opponent controls when it enters. They search for a basic and put it onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it, so it's slightly better than the kind of Krenko Buzz Crusher, I think it was called, that kind of effect. So yeah, this can't target our own lands, obviously, but it is just a powerful 4-drop by itself. Helps us kind of keep the game under control while we power out our more powerful spells. But this can, if unanswered, it can kill the opponent pretty quickly. The kind of main drawback I can see with this card is that once you've taken that non-basic land off the battlefield, Revolt is enabled in ordering the and that allows the opponent to basically fatal push this straight away. So we'll have to keep an eye on that interaction as a potential drawback. Then we got some more interaction with Torch of the Tower and Anger of the Gods, again just slowing everything down while we do our thing. And then we do have we are running a couple of new cards from the recent drop of kind of a dozen or so cards when Explorer changed over to Pioneer. So we've got Warping Wail, which is a good modal spell that lets us exile a creature with power or toughness 1 or less, counter a sorcery, or create a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion that we can sacrifice to add a colourless. So a kind of another pseudo ramp spell as well as a removal spell and a counter spell. So this is pretty good for kind of 2 mana. And then in our mana base, we've got a couple of Sanctum of Ugin, which, as well as being another colourless land, whenever we cast a colourless spell with mana value 7 or greater, we can sacrifice it. If we do, we search our library for a colourless creature, reveal it, put it into our hand. So in a deck like this, if we do cast an Ugin with a Sanctum of Ugin on the battlefield, we can sack the land, maybe go and get a Sire of Seven Deaths, and yeah, just keep our hand stocked with powerful spells. Yeah, and our mana base is pretty self-explanatory. We've got our indestructible lands, a couple more demolition field, kind of the land destruction type effects, and then a couple of sunken citadels. Then in the sideboard, so we got Red Cat Melee, just again 4 of these, very important to be able to kind of hold our own in the mono red matchup. Rending Volley for blue and white, Abrade, obviously a very good answer to Corey Steelcutter. Unlicensed Hearse as Graveyard Hate, some more Anger of the Gods if we need that mass removal, and then another kind of top end of our ramp. This is very much an anti-control card. Chandra Awakened Inferno can't be countered. Those emblems will, if this isn't answered, will very quickly just burn the opponent out of the game. So yeah, that's the deck. Mono red ramp, big red. Some new cards, some new cards not to Pioneer, but to Arena to play with as well. And yeah, some pretty spicy interactions. So let's see how we do with this. Thank you very much for watching, and let's take it onto the ladder. Okay, well, we've got some pretty spicy ramp going on with our various cleansing wildfires here, so I think this is a keepable hand. Got the red mana as well. Okay, the opponent's on a Merfolk deck, so this Warping Wail may come in handy as a removal spell at some point. But yeah, let's just start doing our thing. So you target the Darksteel Citadel. It is not destroyed. Go fetch a mountain, draw a card. There's Ugin. If we could potentially get a Iron Crag feat shortly, that would be a heck of an achievement. Okay, the opponent's missing land drops. That's good news. So let's ramp again. Oh. What? That's weird. Why did it do that? Okay. I'm gonna have to think about this now. Okay, tell you what. Let's just create the 1/1 at sorcery speed. Ideally, I'd have done that at end of turn. I'm not entirely sure what went on there, but never mind. So we got Ugin next turn, potentially. Yep, Deep-Root Pilgrimage is fine. No blocks. So I think let's start with the Deep-Root Pilgrimage.
I am the man. I grant you a clue. Fools have sown insight.
And then we do have an Iron Crag to trigger Ugin again. So that's pretty good. I mean, I could have played it straight away there, but I think the draw is actually slightly better in this situation. Yeah, shame we did not have that slightly earlier. Never mind. Well, let's do the thing again. Okay, Warping Wail's pretty good here. So we'll Iron Crag, exiling that. Then I think we can
flows as easily as water.
Cleansing Wildfire again. Okay, well, we've got enough removal to be going along with for some time. Tell you what, this deck probably does run some counter spells, so let's use the Warping Wail now. That'll trigger Ugin. Can exile that.
Heed my counsel.
So we can't target the 1/1s, unfortunately, but I think we've got enough material to be going along with. Alright, well, we're going to have to kill that. Don't want them drawing any cards. So, take out the Mind Spring Merfolk. Well, we are kind of just waiting for something to do now, but our Ugin is not exactly going down quickly, so yeah, I'm on 24 life. I wouldn't worry too much about trying to kill me.
Do not bring chaos here.
Okay. Okay, Magmatic Hellkite's pretty good, so we'll play one of those.
My plan bears fruit.
Let's blow up their Cavern of Souls. So now they've only got one land to play with. Yep. Okay, that was a pretty impressive turn of events. So, With Merfolk, I think Anger of the Gods is obviously good. Rending Volley is as well. And actually, Warping Wail's pretty good thing to have. But we need to make 4 cuts. I'm not sure we need the Iron Crag feats in this matchup. We're probably able to hold our own long enough to be able to do our thing. Yeah, I think that's fine. The opponent struggled a bit with mana there, but once we got Ugin down, there wasn't a huge amount that they could do. Well, we obviously can't keep this. Don't really want to keep this either. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a calculated risk, I think. So I'll put back the Hellkite. Hopefully we can just draw the second land. Yep, okay. Kind of will have to, unfortunately, play this. Maybe I should have put back Cleansing Wildfire there, actually, as we didn't have any indestructible lands to target. But we'll see. We might draw one. Yeah, that's looking like a bad choice. Let's just play the Iron Crag. Except that we're falling a little bit behind in this second game. Huh. I think this is probably going to get eaten by a counterspell. No, okay, that's not terrible. Yeah, flood pits is a problem. We're just getting massively out-tempoed here. I mean, I can ditch both these wildfires at least, but the damage is coming through. Yep, 1, 2. Yeah, let's put down the Magmatic Hellkite. Yes. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I still think this is a pretty good configuration. But let's just draw a little better. Yep, this is good. Potentially got the option for a turn 3 Hellkite. Yeah, I like that. Hopefully they'll tap out for something like Pilgrimage. If they don't, we'll maybe Bankbuster and Warping Wail instead. Yep, no plays, okay. Yeah, let's play a Reckoner Bankbuster. And Cleansing Wildfire again. No turn 2 play, we love to see it. Let's start. Blow up this Cavern of Souls. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I mean, I still have a 4-5 at least. And while they're tapped out, I think I'll exile their Mindspring Merfolk. Sending in the Reckoner Bankbuster. Main phase flood pits, huh? Don't mind that at all. Okay. So I'll draw with Bankbuster. Torch the tower's pretty good. So let's pick off their Tidebinder while they're tapped out. Fire off another Magmatic Hellkite. Blow up this Cavern of Souls. Now, I've got 2-turn clock. Interesting. They keep doing that. Okay, good game. Yeah, this hand's reasonable against a kind of fast start, which looks like the opponent may well have. We don't have any indestructible lands, unfortunately, to target with our Cleansing Wildfire, but we might draw some. We could potentially use it to blow up a Den of the Bugbear if we absolutely have to. It's an aggressive Burst Lightning. Okay, so this is a more traditional Boros style burn deck, which is fine. We'll ramp while they don't have any creatures on the battlefield. And we could potentially play Anger of the Gods next turn, depending on how much stuff they get down. Play a creature, play a creature, play a creature. Alright, fine. Okay, so we're going to want to be able to kill that at instant speed, so... how do I want to do this? So I could Warping Wail now and kill the Swift Spear. Could Fable and just hold up Torch. Many options, many options. Right, I tell you what. Let's let's play the Iron Crag. Then we'll Warping Wail while this has power of 1. And then we'll just hold up Torch the tower for their Slickshot show off. A plan with, hopefully, no drawbacks. Yeah, I think I want to do this. If they've got a Monstrous Rage there, that is good times for them. Yep, okay. So I'm going to take 10. We'll be able to follow it up with an Anger of the Gods. So I'll do that. Then I'll play Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. At least I have a blocker if they fire up their Den of the Bugbear. Ramanat Ruins is a problem. So yeah, trade with Den, go to 3. Okay, I'll. So I need this land, so I'll just lose the Bankbuster. This is going to be a tough one, I think. I will be able to gain some life, though, by playing Ugin, so that's good. So, let's play him. Target that. I'll sack one of these, but keep the other, I think. So I'll take a Sire of 7 Deaths. Decline. They're at least even if they somehow have an answer to Ugin.
Success. Our goals align.
I probably just win from here. Yeah, okay. Drawing Ugin there was pretty damn good. Okay, so A third Anger of the Gods. Red Cap melee in. Again, I feel bad taking out Iron Crag feet, but I feel like against these kind of more aggressive creature-based decks, it's kind of the right thing to do. And then a Bank Buster as well. Do I want anything else? A Braid, perhaps? Yeah, let's put in the third Anger. Take out the other Bank Buster. The fourth Anger, rather. So yeah, breaking their serve on the play is always a good thing. Yeah, this is a good hand. Lots of early removal. Hopefully draw a third land for Fable. Magmatic Hellkite is a really powerful creature they'll struggle to answer. There's the third land. Okay, that's good. So we'll take out the Slick Shot now. Another Warping Wail. Yeah, I think we're in a very good spot here. They're clearly trying to light up the stage, so I'm going to get rid of this. I think they're trying to light up the stage, make it cost 3. Okay, Case of the Crimson Pulse is pretty good. Yeah, that card's super annoying. I'll get a Fable down. As soon as they empty their hand, they'll have solved this particular case. But that's not happening straight away, so that's good. Let's ditch. So I kind of want all of these. Play another Fable. And we got Warping. Okay, they're not emptying their hand particularly quickly, which is good. Okay. Nice. The opponent's running Kahiris. This is almost certainly a control deck. We're on the draw, otherwise Bankbuster would be quite good. I still think this is a keep. Yep. Okay, double Cleansing Wildfire is sadness personified. Well, as they are presenting a counterspell, I think I'll just play the Iron Crag. Okay, this is slightly different to your usual control build then, perhaps. And indeed it is. Ooh, Fable, although tempting, I think probably at this point has to play second. Actually, no, I am going to play Fable. As much as I want to get Bankbuster down, the double discard of our wildfires is too tempting at this point. Let's try and get rid of this. if they want to use a counter spell to save it. Nope. Fine by me. Yeah, that temporary lockdown's just okay. Well, I'm disappointed I don't have Ugin or another 7-drop, as that would be a pretty good time to cast it, but never mind. Elspeth, ha. Well, Warping Wail does not counter that. So they're a sort of Azorius tokens deck. Draw with Bankbuster. Ah, still none of my 7-drops. This Iron Crag feat is pretty heinous in this situation. So we'll just pass the turn. And another stock up. You do you. I could have countered it, I suppose, but I feel like we can do better, maybe. Fine.
I welcome all allies.
Well, we've got a Anger of the Gods coming soon. Right, Fable number 2 it is. And yeah, chill and wait. Chill and wait. We're definitely behind. At any moment they could start zeroing Elspeth, and I really don't have a good answer for Elspeth unless I draw Ugin, which kind of needs to be right away. Desperately need something. Okay, well there. Well, I bow to your whatever. Fine.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
No, I'm going to give this a go. It might not resolve, because this is some weird pseudo-control deck they've got going on. Yeah, fine. Well, I'll make a copy of this.
Your training.
They are at least super tapped out, I suppose. Yeah, more tokens.
Join the fight.
Right, I think we need to lose Cleansing Wildfire and Warping Wail here, because we're just digging for... digging for what is not an Ugin.
Amusing.
Okay, well, Sire of Seven Deaths is something. So we'll add 7 red mana. Then we'll play Sire. That at least gives us some ability. They can exile it, but it'll cost them 7 life. Yep. Destroy, rather.
Your reckoning has come.
It's pretty potent. No blocks. I think we are rapidly approaching the time to wrap the board phase of the game. Yep, there's the virtue of loyalty. I'm going to create another token. Okay, so I've got some game potentially here if they don't have a counter spell. It's entirely dependent on that not happening, but well, that makes life a lot easier. So I think what I need to do here is crew my Bankbuster, and then play Anger of the Gods. Now I think I've got to try and take down Elspeth. Okay, it worked.
My strength wanes.
So we are still alive. They're definitely still ahead of us, though. And, what does this one do?
A duel doesn't mean we have to be overly serious. Lighten up. Who was that handsome devil?
Okay,
We must protect the people.
good, good, good. Right, so torch, kill that. I think let's demolition field their restless anchorage. Pray for Ugin. Thanks. I think we need to get rid of Teferi first.
I'm sure I'll laugh about this later. I grant you a boon. I will not allow my progeny to continue their rampage.
Okay, there's another Iron Crag feat.
To success.
God, what a back and forth this has been. This virtue, unfortunately, is going to prove a big problem.
Let your blade do the talking.
So I think I'm going to need to Wrath again. Can't get rid of this Emperor, though, unfortunately. So yeah, start with Anger of the Gods. And I'm kind of stuck with nothing to do. So I guess this is kind of a control deck. It's just running Elspeth as a finisher. Which, you know, I respect. I don't like, but... So we need Ugin number 2 really now. Don't think that's going to do it. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that this is not the best control matchup, but I think Chandra in, Rending Volley in. I think I do want all of the Angers of the Gods, despite it being a little on the weak side to counter spells. So let's take out all of those. Let's trim a couple of Warping Wails as well. Don't love that here. Chandra obviously in as our anti-control card. Yep, this will do. red. Nearly clicked green there, that would have been embarrassing. Do I go for the Fable? I don't think I need to. I think we've got time. We haven't got that much time, but at least we can draw some cards. Okay, well that's not great. Not drawing another land is annoying, so we'll just draw with... Okay, well that's good. Then we'll try and use Cleansing Wildfire on our Darksteel Citadel. They may want to counter this. Kind of fine if they do. And I am just one turn away from being able to cast Chandra. Yeah, I didn't think they'd let that resolve. I think that's probably a sensible move by them. Okay, we'll try and land another Bankbuster. That's very kind of you. I'm not particularly in the mood for... interesting, okay. If you've got removal, you're very welcome to use it. They may well flash in an Emperor here, or just use a removal spell. No? Okay. So this is probably Emperor, and that's fine. Yeah.
Finally, I'm home. I've got new moves to teach you.
Ha! Well, that's quite good. So, I'll blow up the Enduring Curiosity. It does come back, but at least just not a creature now. Then... kill the Wandering Emperor.
I still have much to
Then I can both play the Iron Crag and a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which I think is worth it. Does get us a little further from our 7 drops, but that's fine, I think. Gahira is not farewell, we like that. Fable can go here. So can Sire of 7 Deaths, I think. So I think we have a choice as to whether we want to Ugin or Chandra, and I think I'm going to Ugin here first, because we have the 7 mana. And whatever happens, we get the cast trigger from it. Do I want to sack this in searching? No, okay. They're out. Yep. Pretty happy with this configuration. Not happy that I'm having to do it on the draw. I think this is a mulligan, as much as like there's some nice cards in here. Well, that's even worse. anger back. Yeah, I think we're just going all in on being able to cast Chandra. Which I'm sure is a plan that cannot possibly go wrong. Don't know why you would even question it. Fine. That is fine. Shame I've got 2 colourless lands here, really, because otherwise we would be properly going for it. But that's fine. We'll be able to play a Fable. I mean, I'm almost hardcasting this Chandra anyway, so... Actually, I can next turn if this attacks, so I may well be able to just save the Iron Crag for later. Do you know what? I'm going to let you do it. Yeah. Strong Wandering Emperor vibes. Oh, well, I'm not getting rid of any of these now, then. So let's go straight to combat. Okay, got my mana. Yep, that's fine.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you. We must protect the people.
Well, they're the same, aren't they? So I'll kill the knight. Now we can play Chandra. I think there's a question now of do I want to burn the Emperor straight away?
You look flammable enough.
No, because I think I'm just going to cast Ugin to deal with that. So yeah, let's start the emblems going.
No pressure.
Obviously don't currently have the mana to Iron Crag, but... If they don't have an immediate answer to Chandra, these emblems are going to burn them out of the game very, very quickly. So this has 8 loyalty, so it's not going to be easy to attack down. Land.
Guards, to me.
Okay, jeez, enough.
So I could just do this 1 damage and get rid of it, but I really don't think I actually need to.
Let's get toasty.
What are they doing here, I wonder? Yeah, Curiosity will give them some cards, but... Maybe if this Chandra survives another turn, then the amount of burn damage they're taking is going to be pretty spicy. Okay, well, Elspeth is an answer to Chandra, because they can just give, yeah, all of their creatures flying. Ooh, this is going to be a close game, I think.
I'll try to come back for you.
Show them how we greet our
Yeah, that can go. Okay, so we're going to need to create some more mana, unfortunately, which will mean losing our token. So, am I Ugining or am I Chandring again? So Chandra will just die again, but that'll get them 3 emblems. I do think Ugin's better here, actually. So let's do this. Add 7 mana. Cast Ugin. I think I've got to exile Elspeth.
I will put an end. My plan bears fruit. That was all the aid I wish to give.
Yeah, these creatures are probably going to kill me before I can win, unfortunately.
Remember your training.
Yeah. Not quite enough, I don't think. Still an interesting close game. I think one fewer Planeswalker and we might have gotten away with it. Unfortunately, these are now too big for me to kill with Chandra's -3, because otherwise that would be a pretty good thing to do. So, Chandra, burn the curiosity, maybe. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet for now.
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
So let's get rid of that.
Boom! Exploded.
Then we're not technically dead on board, I suppose. Now we are. Okay. Fair enough. Close game. But yeah, couldn't quite get there against those big tokens. Maybe I should have wiped the board earlier with Chandra's -3. But they didn't have that many tokens before. Yeah, some difficult choices there. Maybe Ugin was the better. I mean, they clearly had... They had removal. Yeah, I'm not sure there's a huge amount I could have done differently. But... I enjoyed that. It was fun casting splashy and powerful spells, at least. So we'll open a few packs. Misrise Village. Not seen a huge amount of play in our formats yet, but we do have a... Or our format, I should say, now that we only have the one. But we do have a gold pack. These are all cards that exist. But yeah, big red, powerful stuff. Is it competitive? Don't really know. I don't think you actually need the Iron Crag feats. We didn't really have any use for them. You could probably replace that with something a little more potent, and then just kind of assume that you're going to get up to 7 anyway. We did a pretty good job of being able to hardcast these when we actually needed to. So maybe you could put something a little more interactive in this spot. But yeah, Warping Wail was good. Cleansing Wildfire. Yeah, there's some Magmatic Hellkite did some good work as well. So yeah, there's some individually quite powerful cards in here. Not sure how well it coheres together at this point, but yeah, a fun deck nonetheless. Worth paying attention to. Another Ugin deck, which I'm always in favour of. So yeah, here's the deck list one more time. So let me know what you think in the comments. What else do I usually say at the end of these videos? Let's in the comments. Thank you for watching. Yes, that's it. Like and subscribe. You can remember to do that. Yep. And I'll see you next time.